could be the game.
Okay, beautiful. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our Sky Vision Lounge VIP live market analysis. So this is a privilege, particularly for those who are not in the VIP inner circle. We thought to make this available to everyone so that at least you can see what we're doing. And then if you want to be a part of it, you can join us to see to get even further what do we call it now? Even in-depth analysis and get better with your trading particularly for accountability and other things, right? Okay, so just in the morning, I would like you to actually go back. If you've not watched it, just go back and watch even just the beginning of the session in the morning, the London session we had today. We were talking about the fact that particularly for those who have been trading for a while or who are just new to trading but are just getting losses after losses after losses after losses, right? And we said that one, you need to believe in yourself. That's the behavioral part of it, the mindset part of it. But that in trading, really, so we come back to the fundamental question, asking that in trading or in any business, for instance, so using an example, any business, if there's a business you're interested in and you're in that business and the person next door is also in that business and that person next door is doing very well, you can see it, right? The person is doing very well. However, your own business has not picked up yet, right? So there must be some things that you need to start doing. There's a body of knowledge that you must expose yourself to for you to also begin to get that kind of results. So let's use another example. So somebody, maybe a young person, goes into university. Let's say wants to read medicine, right? He's exposed to a body of knowledge, okay, and then when he comes out at the end of that program, maybe 5 years or 4 years down the line, right? He comes out at the end of it. What does he call himself? He calls himself a doctor, right? Why does he call himself a doctor? He calls himself a doctor because he's been exposed to a body of knowledge, right? And then he's able to go on to practice and get better, do residency and all those stuff, right? So also in our trading, we need to expose ourselves to that body of knowledge. And that's why I want to invite you to come to the inner circle so that you can get those inner knowledge and get better. Okay. Right. So, okay. The other thing we also said was that when you're trading, two things are very important. One is your process. Okay. One is your process, which is very important. And then two is your risk management or risk analysis that you put for your trading. Those two things are very, very, very important. If you ask any successful trader anywhere, they will tell you this. Take one process, take one trading system, one trading strategy, whatever, right? Take one process, apply proper risk management to it, and continue repeating that same process over and over and over again, because we are in the business of probability. This is not a business of certainty. It's a business of probabilities, right? So you can never know what is going to happen. The only thing you have is your process. Okay, so you have to continue to follow your process. So, right, having said that, so let's look at what we like to do every time because we say we must follow process. So this is part of the process we are following. First, I'm sure by now you know this. When we say what are the three questions you must ask yourself? One, what did price do overnight? You ask yourself, what did price do overnight? Very important. You want to know direction. Is it trending or is it ranging? Two, where is price now? And then three, what must I see price do before I execute a trade? Right? Those three questions, you must be able to confidently answer those questions. And if you are not sure for that particular trade, just step aside. Okay, so let's look at what gold did overnight. So let me just remove all these ones are earlier in the day. So let's just see what the price do overnight. It pushed up, came back down, pushed up kind of, right, came down here, a nice market structure shift there. It pulled back down and it did very nicely here. It's giving us a rejection candle there. For those of us on the inner circle, you know what we're talking about, right? And then, so right now, price is here. Okay, so according to our breakout structure process, what is price doing right now? Essentially, if you just look at this, this is essentially just ranging, right? So what do we want? We want to see price break above, and then we continue upwards, or we see price break below. Okay, want to see price break below, maybe break below this one here to this down level here, and then continue downwards. That's what we expect. Okay, so let's watch and see what price is doing. If you want to, that's if you're using just purely breakout structures. If you're using rejection candles, those of us in the inner circle, I'm sure by now you should know what to do. Or okay, let me just say so that somebody won't ask what is the thing. So look at this. Price has come down to this level, right? We had a market structure shift right there. It pulls back. It's giving us some nice profit there. But look at this. It's giving us a rejection candle, and that's a doji and a bullish engulfing candle there. So if you are following this, you could have entered right there, put your stop loss there, and then wait to see what price is doing. It's also giving you some kind of rejection candle there. So what is it going to do? You have to wait and see. Okay, so remember we have 3 processes, so you can have up to 3 setups, okay, following each other. So let's see which one will play out. Actually, you don't know which one will play out, so you just have to follow through with your processes. Okay, let's go to the next pair. Pound yen. Okay, so pound yen, what did price do overnight? Let's move this to here. What did price do overnight? So price came down, came all the way down. Where's our path tool? So price came all the way down, gave us a nice break of structure there. Oh, okay. Let me do this way so you can see what we are talking about. Good. Okay. So price started from somewhere down. Started from here, went down, came back up. Nice break of structure there, pushed back in. A nice, I think it might just have broken structure there, but it pulled back up. We're expecting it to come back down, but what did price do? It stopped here and then gave us a market structure shift. Okay, I'm sure those of us in the inner circle, you'll have seen the trade setup there, right? For this market structure shifts there. So price did a market structure shift there. Okay, right there. And then, so we have market structure shifts there. So we had an entry somewhere there and we're in some profit now. So if you are not in that trade at that time, what do you expect now? So given that this is your break here, now you're expecting price to pull back as long as it does not break below these levels, right? So if it pulls back, it can pull back just to this place or give you a deeper pullback and then continue upwards. Okay, that's what you are expecting price to do. Will price do that? Nobody knows if price will do that. But all we know is that we have a process and we are following our process. Okay, let's look at euro yen. Okay, so euro yen, let me put this like this. So I'm sure you can see this already. We're in a buy already for those in the inner circle. So what did price do overnight? So let me remove this one. What did price do overnight? Price came down. We had a break of structure there, pushed back, pulled back up. Now we're expecting price to come back down, but instead of it doing that, it came back down here and then gave us a nice market structure shift right there, a nice pullback, right? And it's pushed up now. So right now it's just going sideways. It's just going back and forth, back and forth. Okay. So what do you expect? You want to see price maybe even pull back as long as it does not break below these lows, because we're already in this trade, right? Want to see price go back up, right? But our line in the sand is down here. Where's my line in the sand? My line in the sand is down here. Okay, that's my line in the sand. So as long as price does not come below these levels here, I'm looking for opportunities to buy. Okay, beautiful. Let's look at the next pair. What's this pair? Pound Aussie. Oh, very nice. So this one played out just as we thought, and then it's beginning to reverse. So it started out like that, pushed back down, went up, went sideways a bit, gave us a nice break of structure. You will have had a nice entry here if you are following a pound Aussie. Nice entry here, and it did meet your first target, right? If you had a stop loss right there, perhaps when you've reached your first target, typically what I like to do, once I've hit the first target, I move my my trade to break even, right? But if you move your trade to break even, then when it pushed back up here, it will have stopped you out on the remaining trade, right? If not, now price has done a break of structure right here, okay? And it's pulled back in, and we're expecting it to go further up, okay? Will it do that? No, we don't know. And in fact, nobody knows what price will do. For all we know, price can just do this and just come all the way back down for all we care, right? But we know that our process says if we have a break of structure, so if we're having a trend, if it's trending upwards and we have a break of structure, what we expect according to our process is for price to pull back and then continue going back up. That's what we expect. And then we follow that. Will it always do that? No, it won't always do that, but we just follow our process. When we repeat it over and over and over again, over a series of trades, that's where we get our advantage in the markets, okay? Because it's always a probability process. You know, if you toss a coin, your coin toss, if you toss it, let's say, how many times? Let's say 100 times. How many times will it give you heads? How many times will it give you tails? It's 50-50. There's just a 50-50% chance that any of it will happen, right? Is it possible to get heads all through? Yeah, it's a possibility. Is it possible to get some heads and some tails? Yes, it's a possibility. Is it possible to get just the tails for those 100 tosses? Yes, it's possible, right? So in market can do whatever it wants to do. All you are concerned with is to trade your process, right? And if you were doing what do we call it now? If you were looking at rejection candles, you know, after you had this break of structure here, then you had a nice bullish engulfing candle, rejection candle set up there, and then this will have gone very nicely up like that. Okay, so there are 1,001 ways to take these trades. You just take one process and follow that through before you start adding and making other, you know, adding other systems to it. Okay, so let's look at next one, Euro USD. Oh, very nice. Euro USD has just continued upwards. Okay, you can see this, right? That's why I like to say this, that, you know, it's not some secret magic thing happening somewhere. You can see the trade happening live as you're looking at it, right? Let's plot this path and see. So it started from somewhere here, pushed up, pushed back down to somewhere there, right? And then it pushed up. Nice break of structure there, right? Pushed up, let's say pushed up. All these are just back and forth. Pushed up to that place. See a nice pullback. Nice pullback up there, and then it's pushing back up now. Okay? So what do you expect price? So what do you say price is doing? Price is trending upwards here. So what do you expect? You expect price to pull back, right? Because you are at the highs now. So you expect price to pull back to some level, right? And then go back up. So when it's pulling back, at what level will you say from here now, when you look to the left, at what level would you say price is no longer valid for a push up? Is when it breaks this place here, this last opposite candle that it had that pushed price up. This was where it started from, this last leg. It started from here. So if price comes all the way down and breaks this level, then it's done a break of structure, and then you're now looking for possibility for price to push back down. Okay, so that's Euro USD. We're expecting some push up. Pound USD. Okay, Pound USD. What is Pound USD doing? Pound USD is just going back and forth. Push down, push up, push down, right? Just going back and forth. So somewhere, I think somewhere around here, it started pushing back down, but then decided to do a market structure shift. So for those who were following those ones, I'm sure you'll have gotten that, right? So it's done a nice break of structure to the top side right now. So what do you expect price to do? I'm sure you know already. So when price is already at the highs, right? We don't want to enter at the highs because that would be, the risk to reward will be too high, right? At least for me, right? So I would like to see a pullback, right, to some level, maybe back to this level here, right? And then for price to continue upwards, okay? And always know that that setup, you're only, for all you're doing is you're just following your setup. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? There'll be times that you just do this, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and then just break to the downside. There'll be times it will do that, but would it always do that? No, it won't always do that, okay? So just follow your trade setup. You don't know what market will do. The only thing you know is that you have your process, and then you follow your process at all times, right? And you execute as flawlessly as possible. Okay, let's look at the last one. Euro yen. Okay, USD yen rather, not euro yen. USD yen. So what's happening here? So it has actually done what we were expecting earlier in the morning. Okay, so it pushed up, nice break of structure right there, right? It pushed back up, it's come down, it's pushed up here, pushed down, pushed up. Now it's actually broken this structure very nicely. So let's see if it is going to break structure there. Let's see if we can get a pullback and then a continuation downwards. If it can do that, that would be great. Okay, it would be great if price can do that. Okay, so let's see what markets will do. Do we have any questions? Let's see. Good. I can see. Yes, Billionaire Williams, please go ahead.
Please, can we revisit the euro pound, euro USD? Sorry, euro USD.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I see when you were making the analysis, you didn't talk about the last break of structure here.
Yes, so we have a break of structure right here. This is the last break of structure here.
Yeah. Why was that irrelevant? Is it because
No.
was
It's relevant. It's very relevant. That's our last break of structure. That's why I said my last. Where is the one I drew? Okay, this thing is not showing it. The one I drew, the. Let me see if we will get that. Oops, I've gone past it. Oh. Is it on this one? Yes, this is the one. Okay, well, anyway, so I drew, I said, if you look backwards from this top here, if you look backwards, where's your last opposite candle that caused price to move up? Is right here. So that's where your break of structures will be. So you have your break of structure here. You're expecting a pullback and then a continuation upwards. So your line in the sand will be down here in that zone. Good. Yes.
Now, my second question is, when you have a price action and you are doing the analysis, you have all three processes ongoing.
Yes.
What is your method of prioritization? Which one do you pick up? You have breakup structure, you have a market structure shift on the same action, and you have the rejection candle all going at the same time. Which one should you pay attention to in making your decision?
So, that one too, it depends on what the market is doing at that time. So for instance, this one, you can see a clear trend upwards, right? So you will give priority to breakup structures. Okay. So that's on one hand. On the other hand, if this price has moved up and 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 up like that, right? And then it gets to this high. Let's say it's done, for instance, so average move of Euro USD, let's say maybe 50 pips. No, it's more than 50 pips. Let's say 100 pips, right? So imagine that you came to your chart and price has done 300 pips or 500 pips already in one direction. Right. You'll be expecting some sort of deep pullback. Okay. So in that instance, you'll be looking for possibilities for you to take a reversal trade. Okay. But however, you just follow it as the market is giving you the setup. So a very good example will be this man here. What gold is doing, XAU USD. Though that one is not actually a nice trend at the moment, right? But what it's doing is just pushed up, push back down, but even the distance between those two is quite is considerable, right? The distance between these lows here and these highs, that's like 700 and something pips. Okay, now in this instance like this, rejection candles tend to work a bit better. So you wait for it to get to a high, right? And then look for your rejection candle. Okay, or wait for it to get to that low zone, look for possibility for a rejection candle to then follow through. Okay, so let's say a rule of thumb, if you have a rangy market, look for rejection candles at the highs or at the lows. Those one will work very well with it. Okay, if you have a trendy market that is trending very well, right, just look for your breakup structures and market structure shift type setups to follow through.
Okay. So another thing is when you are in a position already, like for instance, you're in a long position,
okay,
and there's a rejection candle in between. Will that be an enough reason for you to terminate that trade and take your profits?
Well, so it's always very relative and depending on what market is doing. Okay. Depending on what market is doing. Let's look at a typical example, pound AUD, pound Aussie, right? So pound Aussie, this is a nice trend downwards, right? It gave us a nice trend downwards just here because we had that break of structure, a pullback, and then it gave us that break of structure there, right? Although this is even maybe this is the first or the second break of structures, but look at this, it's giving you a very nice rejection candle right there. So the question now will be, are you willing to take the risk? Okay, so that will be the question. That's on the one hand. Then if yes, you are willing to take the risk, what is your, so you have to solve this one now. For those of us in the inner circle, you will know this. We always say that you must know what your total drawdown for the day is. If you say to yourself that my total drawdown for the day is, let's say, for instance, 10%, okay? And then you say that, okay, on average, the way I trade, I would maybe get about 10 trades in a day on the maybe 2 pairs or 3 pairs that I trade, right? Then you say to yourself, I'm going to take every setup. So whether it's break of structure or market structure shifts or rejection candles, I'm willing to take that trade. But it's all within these 10 trades. So I will not exceed these 10 trades. So if this one, right, you take, let's say 1% on this one and it gets to this level here, you take some partial profits, right? You move your stop loss to break even or even leave it where it is, okay? You then see this setup, you say, okay, I'm still within my overall drawdown. I'm still within that overall drawdown, so I can take this trade, okay? There are times I'll look at the market and I'll say, I'm not willing to even consider any taking a reversal candle. I'll just wait for it to break that level. Then if it stops me out, it stops me out. Then I'll be willing to look at if I'm going to take another trade. Or I'll just say, once I get stopped out, maybe 2 times, then I won't take any more trade for that day. Please go ahead, sir.
And in this very example,
yes,
I think you'll be tempted to do the, after the rejection candle, you'll be tempted to enter into a buy because it would have
definitely
yielded.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. I mean, it's a setup. It's a setup that we have there. A very nice, clear setup.
And to my previous question, if I were in a sell before this situation occurred, I would terminate my sell and initiate a new
new in the opposite direction. Yes.
A new long position. Will that have been advisable?
Yeah, that is fine too. It's acceptable.
Yeah.
Remember, in trading, there's no one rule fits all, right? There could be times where markets will do. So what it has done here is to, can I do that path? Let me see if I can do a path thing here. So price has come down from here, went up, came back down, went up, came down, broke structures, came down here, right?
Yeah, it was going down.
It has pushed up now, okay? For all we know, all this one now could be another push down for it to come back down up here and then give us that big move down. For all we know, it can do that. And then, but it's not certain that that's what price is going to do. Right now, we've seen a change in structure from there. So what we expect is that price will push back and then pull back up from here. Once it's here now, we expect it to then pull back up.
To continue up.
Yes. So, but every time you're always putting your stop loss in there, because your stop loss will be down there. And you say to yourself, once price then comes all the way to this level, then you can say that price is no longer interested in going upwards. It wants to come back down. Okay. So, but it's always good to, if you want to cut your, what's the name now? Paul Tudor Jones is one of the big hedge fund traders. He's made billions in his trading, and he says, cut your losses quickly or cut your losses short. That's just what you explained, that if you're in a trade and you then get a new setup, you can stop that one out, right? Just cut your losses there and then take a new trade. That's totally fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Any other questions? Let me see the chat. Nothing in the chat. Oh, beautiful. Okay, good. All right, so we'll be back tomorrow about the same time, and let's see what the market gives us later today. Okay, have a good trading day.